Hey there everybody, I'm Jackie and this is Casually Quilled. Hey there everyone, today we're gonna go over a new pen, yay! So to start things off, I'd like to show my new little trinket tray that does seem to hold all the pens I've currently tried. I'm hoping it will continue to, because that's literally what I got it for. It's a Ravenclaw because that's my house. And I went to the Harry Potter exhibition for my birthday and very much enjoyed it. The other little thing in there we can see that I have is I have gotten the return of my Opus 88 Mini. It is inked up, so we're going to try it on camera and see if this one's working a little better for me. I did fill it with the Celadon cat, mainly because I had it handy and because I think that green will go pretty decent with the green that's on it. So yeah, since I already went over this, I'm not going to go over it much in detail. We're just going to hope and see that it writes. With that, let's just jump right into the new pen, shall we? So I got this on a killer Independence Day sale. The new, well, I guess it's not super new, but the Monteverde MP1 in the limited edition strawberry. And I did get it with an omniflex nib, so that will also be a new for me. I have never used an omniflex nib before. So let's go ahead and open this up. So when we first open the box, there is a little sheet underneath that talks about the piston filling mechanism in this one, which is a little different because the little dots here, I don't know how easy they are for you to see, will actually snap closed to keep it from moving around. I guess it reduces the risk of any ink coming out. Kind of a different thing. From what I understand, they are not the first ones to do this, but the ones that did aren't like super known, it sounds like. They're not pens that I know anyway, which isn't really saying much because there's many I don't know. But this is that pretty strawberry and cream. So it starts with this bright, vibrant red, gradually goes down to a really light pink. In the box, there is some stuff on the omniflex and more on how to use and fill that specialty nib. Let's get this out of the way and we can look at this pen a little more. That guy in the trinket tray. Okay, so as we can see on the back here, it says Monteverde MP1. Now, I know a lot of people have been really comparing these to the TWSBI Ecos. I will say it feels very different, and this is definitely a metal, very sleek. Let's see. So 1, 2, 3, so like 3.5 twists to get that off. I know some people really like that, so I'm going to try to remember to count my twists on things. It does have a little bit of that tri-grip, but it's actually got them like all the way around. So there's 1, 2, 3 indented ridges. I don't know that my finger underneath loves having a little ridge there, but I'd probably get used to it, so I'm not superly worried about that or anything. This one's kind of fun getting an Independence Day too, since it's kind of the red and almost fades to a white. I debated putting a blue ink in here just for that reason, but I didn't. I matched it. Alright, so if we zoom in on the nib here, we can see that it says omniflex, which is kind of, to my understanding, like a soft flex almost. So it gives you a little bit of that almost to like learn with, but not as much as a true flex nib does. And they don't order it like, you don't order it as like a fine flex or anything like that. So I believe it should have a pretty good range. not like a true flex that I can write like extra fine using very light pressure and more closer to bold if I put a lot of pressure. But that's a stiff feed. These do not screw apart, just like the other ones don't. And then this is those two little dots to lock it in place. Pretty typical hand size. Sits comfortably in the back there. Because it does lock, I believe that is partly so you can post it. So it does post, and it does add quite a bit of weight to that back end. So if you're somebody who likes a heavier back end, you probably would really like that. I did not put that on straight, but yeah, so that's that. Yeah, weight-wise, I think it's more comfortable for me without. There's just enough weight in that back end to pull it down into the base of my hand. Not bad. Alright, so the way that you fill this is you go to the two dots and you'll actually pull up. It's kind of tough. There we go. Heard the snap. So now you can see that I can spin it. So spin it down. Till we get to the bottom. Do it very gently. Alright. The ink I have chosen to fill it with, the one I felt like matched, it's called Cashmere Rose. It is the one I have for my inkvent calendar, which I want to say was purple. It wasn't last year's, it was the year before last, so 23's. I'd like to try to get this year's, but we'll see. I just had to spend a ton of money for my dog at the vet. So this color I think matches pretty closely. It's kind of, don't know how accurate the front of this really is, but we can see they're not too bad, especially for a red. Red is such a hard color. Let's go ahead and fill this guy up. You really gotta get this in deep. Try again. Well, I'm not getting any ink here. There we go. Okay, so to fill this back up, because it took a lot more, or I mean a lot less, if you wanted a lot more, I would probably tilt this up, let the ink run, screw it down a little and try again, but that's probably more than enough ink for me. So what you want to do with this one, I'm going to do it over the bottle so it doesn't make as much of a mess. You actually want to spin this back so that you're even, those two dots are even, and then you push down. Actually, I'm going to wrap this around it. So that I don't risk spray. There. And just like that, we're all done. Clicked into place. Before we try the Flex Nib, I actually, this does screw on it kind of almost doesn't stop. Like, I feel like I want to twist it more, and I feel like I also shouldn't. So I kind of use the 2 dots up there as a guideline for where I want to put the cap, because I'm worried it's gonna break it if I keep screwing. So that's not necessarily my favorite. Oh, and let's check that cap or clip. I always do that. Very snug, but it does have, once you get a hold of it, it's got a nice little bounce to it. Yeah, that's not bad. Okay, before we play with the Flex, let me grab the Tropical here, and we'll see if it writes this time. I filled this up before starting. Come on, please. I do not recommend shaking pens, by the way. I'm just trying to get it started. Oh, I thought we got a little green for a second. But so far, still no luck with this pen. And as far as I know, this is a brand new one. They never reached out to me about it. So I don't honestly know if this is the same one and they got it working, or if it's a brand new one, but I'm sure not getting anywhere with it. Let's try, I guess, dipping it. But this did not work last time. Sometimes it can get it to start writing. I maybe didn't dip that deep enough. Opus 88 mini. See, it writes great when I can write with it, but if I have to use it as a dip pen, then it's not really working. Diamine, Celadon, cat. Well, it doesn't seem like the ink is really getting less, so maybe that means it's flowing. Oh, I hope so. Well, that was actually wetter than I thought it felt like. Oh, I think it's actually flowing. Hooray! Oh, I'm so happy about that. Yeah, I could have chosen a more vibrant green, but since I had that one handy, I just went with it. I'm really happy to see that seems to be writing now, though. Yay! And it writes, I mean, like most EFs, it's maybe a little on the finer side of an EF, I would say. A little bit heavier, but that could be more the diamine ink than it is the pen. So, since happily that seems to be working, let's go ahead and try this baby out. Oh yes, I don't think I showed the little mountain range on there that Monteverde likes to put on theirs. I'm sorry, it's reflecting really bad. So that's on the very top of the cap. Oh, and it is actually a little textured. Wow. Are these? Yes, they are. Oh, and it does say limited edition on it. Oh my gosh. This has a count. I didn't even realize that. So where it says limited edition, Oh, it's so hard to see with the glare. I'm sorry. It says 308 out of 1,999 pens. That's awesome. I really didn't realize that. All right. Let's see how I like this Flex. Monteverde. That definitely has the scratchiness of an EF. Love that. Monteverde MP1. Strawberry. Omniflex. Yeah, I can tell I'm not pushing down much. Wow, definitely scratchy. How interesting. All right, so there's one. Yeah, I don't see a whole lot of line variation. Maybe I'm not actually pushing hard enough. A little bit. I mean, it's definitely darker. No, that's not a wet ink. See, I'm always such a soft-handed writer that pushing down for the Flex is definitely not my typical thing. It is very scratchy. If you do not like scratchy, you probably will not enjoy this. Wow, and that feathered a ton. I wonder if it bled through. Oh, a little. Wow. Let's see if I have something handy to scribble on here. Okay. Use this one I've been using here. Okay. Let's see. The quick brown fox jumps over that was a horrible T. Lazy dog. Now, I did try to push down with that. Outside of my typical, outside of my typical pressure. Actually, I think I got something on the end of it. Oh, I did. That helps so much. Okay. No, it still sounds like it's cutting the paper, though. Yeah, it takes a lot to push down. I'm just writing random things here. Kinda. Yeah, it sounds like it's cutting into the paper a little bit. So with that, I wouldn't say that's my favorite nib by any means. I don't. Because this Clairefontaine is a very kind of slick paper, so there shouldn't be much to grab on it. I don't mind it using it as an EF. I like that I don't have to put much pressure at all to get it to write. Pushing down. See, I don't know how well you can hear that. When I push down, I don't like the way it catches. I'm all for scratchy, but I don't love it when it like cuts the paper. And I can definitely feel that in the paper. Like even when I go up to the shimmer, I don't get that. But this one, I can definitely feel that it's kind of cut into it almost. We'll see. I will use what I put in there and come back and let you guys know my final thoughts about it. But my first thought is that is not a nib for me. Make sure there's no more little fibers caught in the tip here, because there was for a moment. Nope. That's just how it writes. And it is very extra fine. Very, very extra fine when I don't use much pressure. Well, we'll try it and see, but I am not super wild about that one out of the gate. And since we're here and it's been a minute, let's bring the other one back, shall we? We can see with my scribbles I had a little bit of bleed through here, but that's fine because it's just for scribbles. Yay, it's still working. Quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. I think in my other video I said that this was a green that might be really hard to read. I was wrong. Or I've just used enough really light colored stuff that I now find this one to be super dark. Oh my gosh, I barely have to touch this pen to the paper. Yay, I'm so happy it's flowing now. Scribble, 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 scribble. And this one, you can hear the scratchiness, but it doesn't catch. I mean, there's no, maybe the tiniest hint where I scribbled, but there's no like tearing of the paper. I enjoy that one a lot. That one I'll be enjoying. I like my other Opus 88 quite a bit though, so I'm not super surprised. And with the hibiscus all over it, oh, that fell. It's just perfect. Maybe I'll do those on my next spotlight, is both of them, or all three of them. It's actually 3. I just don't use the third one much because it's very hard to hold. But yes, so that's going to be everything for today. You guys have a great one, and I'll see you next week.